Hi, everybody. Welcome to our second show today on day two. Second show on day two, because we had one this morning, and I am with the beautiful Nina Hall Curtis. I see her, but I cannot hear her. So we are trying right now. We have a few technical challenges, and she's trying to get on because I was just on Facebook Live introducing her, getting the hype going, and Nina signed on. She was here and it worked. We talked to each other. She was going to go out and then come back. So we know that it worked the first time. So we're just going to hold space, and then hopefully she will be able to get the computer to work. And so what I'm going to do while we are holding the beautiful space for Nina to come on, I'm going to introduce her. So let me tell you about this lady, Nina Hall Curtis. Nina Skye is an award-winning entrepreneur, a mentor, and a business development strategist for hairstylists looking to earn 7 figures. Now that's breaking the mold. In her book, The Millionaire Guide for Hair and Beauty Salons, dated to be released on July 26, 2019, in honor of her mom, she has vowed to create a blueprint helping cosmetologists leverage their skills to gain massive success. With over 20 years of experience, an international clientele, and a styling chair that rarely gets cold, Nina still finds the time to educate starving artists on the importance of financial literacy. Discovering how to become the MVP of your business is a sure way to start. And we're going to talk to Nina today about how she's doing that and what her strategies are. So welcome, Nina. Are you able to hear me now? Let's see. Yeah, I cannot hear you. I can see you, but I cannot hear you. Nina, there is a problem. Let's see. Somebody said something about it on Facebook. So there's a problem with your Zoom, is what Susan is saying. So we'll just try to rally together here while we're gonna bring you on. She said there's a problem with your Zoom. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep talking. Nina, what if you sign out of your cell phone and then come back in? There's something with the sound. Okay, for now, you're muted on the cell phone. Let me unmute you and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not working. So let's see what to do during a time like this. What to do. Log out and log back in is what Ashley is saying to log out and log back in. So do that from your phone and from your computer. Go ahead and do that. So one of the, I'm going to wait until Nina comes back in. But what I was talking about on Facebook Live, I'm just going to jump in here because we're talking about how to be the MVP of your business. And that's Nina's slogan. And that's what we're going to talk about as soon as she joins us. So before I jumped on this call right here, I was on Facebook and I was talking about being an entrepreneur and how many of the women here on this Change Your Mind Summit are all entrepreneurs. We're all entrepreneurs. And how being an entrepreneur in today's modern day world is challenging. And so many women are struggling with trying to find their way. And because there's, we're coming up against all these different obstacles all the time to making sure that we are focused, making sure that we are dedicated and committed. Because there's a lot of times when when things you get thrown a curveball, and maybe you're not meeting your sales goals. Maybe you don't even have your sales goals. Maybe you don't even have you're not even charging what it is that you're worth. There's so many things to being an entrepreneur. So for me personally, here's somebody in the Q&A. Let's see what question I have from somebody in here. Thank you for that. Carlinia, this is part of entrepreneurship, being able to shift in the moment. Yes, ma'am. It's amazing what's been happening. And here's another support person calling in through Facebook. Let's see. Yes, that's part of being an entrepreneur, is being able to shift in the moment and not being attached to how it's supposed to be. Because we're all dealing with technology. We're all dealing with technology and technical challenges. And let's see what do you want me to hop on? Cornelia, I'm watching. If you can open my video, I can't open your video. So yes, can you see me or can you hear me? So I'm wondering, does anybody, she needs to go through the portal. Nina, you need to go through the portal. Can you see me or can you hear me? Is what Nina's talking about. So yeah, let's just see Nina showing up. 10 participants are listening. There's 10 people on the call. And I just want to thank you all for being on the call. So I would love for you to type into the chat, ask me questions, and I will answer some of your questions while we're waiting for Nina to come on. So yeah, thank you for being on the call. 10 people joined to sign in to listen. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, somebody's typing. Tara, being spontaneous and trusting the process, it will all be grand. Irish blessings to you all. Yay, thanks, Tara. Absolutely. That's a beautiful thing. Being spontaneous and trusting the process, it'll all be grand. Irish blessings. We will definitely receive those. And then from Susan, how to best handle when something goes wrong. How do you really handle it best? Breathing. Oh, yes. I was thinking about the breath this morning when I was getting ready to do the part for getting ready for the Facebook Live with Brooke and introducing her. And I was thinking about her foundational principles, how she talks about if you don't have, make sleep a priority in your life, then you really don't have a good foundation. And that is the foundation for everything, is what Brooke said. And then I was thinking about how that is so important along with our breath, being able to breathe through whatever it is that, that we find ourselves in, because without the breath, we don't exist. The breath is our life force, energy, right? And so let's just take a deep breath. Let's just all do it. Let's just all do it right now. There's 9 participants now. So hopefully people will come back and stay with us throughout the time while we're waiting for Nina to come back on. Let's just take a deep breath in. Releasing all the doubt, releasing all the fears, releasing all and everything that's no longer in harmony with our true spirit. Taking another deep breath in. And letting go of all the thoughts, of all the to-do list, bringing our presence fully here, fully now, centering and grounding into this present moment. Taking another deep breath in. And releasing and grounding and centering. Yes. Yes, that is the personal, authentic breath, the response to the centering that we all need to do when we're faced with whatever we have to face with, or even just at any point in time throughout your day, taking a few minutes to center yourself, ground yourself, visualize your energy grounding you deep into the earth, breathing, taking a deep breath in. And you know, the thing about the whole breath is breathing and grounding yourself into the present moment, because this present moment is all we have, right? And really, when you think about it, what's happening here on this call right now, what's happening here that Nina isn't here and that we're waiting for her to sign on. In the big picture of things, this really doesn't matter. It's 1:11 right now. It's 1:11 right now. And we are masters. We're stepping into our mastery. And we realize that in the big scheme of things, this really, really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because we're always in every present moment coming to the moment. It's offering us an opportunity to step into breathing with our heart, leading with our heart, and aligning with the truth of who we are. And that really is it. And peace can only be found in the present moment. We know that. So instead of being upset or frustrated, and I know, like, over the last couple days, I have really been stretched beyond my comfort zone too, because a person that I dearly, dearly love ended up in the hospital with a stroke and congestive heart failure. And the first night of the summit, I was in the hospital and not knowing if my beloved, dearly beloved friend is going to make it. And I had to look at processing loss, while at the same time I'm leading this summit, and I really didn't know what I was doing here with this, because I've never done this before, as so many of us are finding ourselves in situations in our lives that, you know, we just don't have the map for. We're literally writing the map as we go. We're writing the map as we go, and we're elevating ourselves to a greater place in the present moment, because it's not planned out. It's not planned out. The only thing we can do is I live in a surrendered state, because it's like everything that I know is happening for a reason. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. So it's about how we respond to what's happening, how we respond to the energy. And are we coming from a place of love? Are we coming from a place of compassion for ourselves and for each other? So even like right now, can you imagine how Nina is feeling that she's not on this call? And the feelings that she may be feeling is that she's letting everybody down. She's letting herself down. She's letting everybody else down. And so that's something that she may be feeling right now. And again, holding the space for her to find her way in, and hopefully we'll be able to come back, to the call. Excuse me just for a minute. Let me see if there's any messages that I'm getting on my cell phone here, because it is blowing up. And so I just want to make sure that, okay, we're good there. And let's see, there's some more questions in here. You can teach us about the keepers of the garden and how these moments you are nurturing and tending the seeds that are planted. We are the keepers of the garden. We're certainly the keepers of the garden. And yeah, thank you, Carlinia, for saying that. So what is the keeper of the garden? What is that about? What is Carlinia talking about? So we are all the keepers of the garden. The earth is our garden. and we are, building our new earth, and we're weeding the garden is what we're doing, so that we can build a beautiful new garden, a beautiful new earth. And a lot of the things on the planet, on the earth, need to change. And so, but they first have to change within us, within each of us. And so rewriting the story of your life happens moment to moment. It happens with, what is it that you're grateful for? What is it that you desire? What is it that is no longer true for you? Those are the questions that you would be asked in my 21-day online course that's called the Keepers of the Garden. It's a 21-day process that helps you release old negative emotions. It's a 10-minute process that you do every single day, and you check in and you look at, what are your relationships mirroring to you? What is it that you're feeling? What is it that you're releasing? What is it that you're letting go of today? So that you can create this beautiful inner garden here. That's where the inner garden starts, and then it's going to be something that you're manifesting in your material reality also. So I think the free gift that I gave is actually a PDF of the Keeper of the Garden. So all of you that are part of the summit are going to get that as a free gift. But if you want the audio version with it, which is so beautiful, it's so beautiful, really, truly, because it's 10 minutes every day. You sit down with with the PDF and you listen to the audio recordings. And for 10 minutes every day, it asks you the questions, and you totally can tune into your inner self with you as the authority, with you finding out what it is that you need, with you realizing what it is that you're grateful for today, and what it is that's important for you right now. It's the perfect thing for 21 days. And we know that we can, break patterns and break habits very quickly these days. And 21 days is a good amount of time to lay down a new foundation. Where can I call in? No, Nina, I'm sorry, there's no call-in number. There's no call-in number, so you're not going to be able to call in. I apologize. We have no call-in number. So, yeah. Yeah, there's no call-in number here. Okay, so I'm gonna hold space for you, Nina, for you to still make it in, and that you find a way. Maybe there's somebody else's phone that you can borrow, or somebody else's computer you can borrow, that you can get the link, and that can work, and maybe that can help you. So what was I saying? So let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So the Keeper of the Garden, you can go to my website at corneliastephanie.com. There's a tab on the top, and you can select that tab, and it's going to be a page and tells you all about the Keeper of the Garden. There's actually even a play button that you can press play and listen to the first meditation. It's a daily reflection, daily meditation, but you can, that's kind of an example of what it is that you would be getting. And it's $21. So it's a super affordable tool that you can use every single day to release old suppressed emotions, because we know that is primary. In order for you to be in your bliss, in your joy, in your abundance, in your I am confident, I am whole, I am worthy, in order for you to be that in your root, you have to really feel that, and you have to come from that place. The Keeper of the Garden course, thank you, Carlinia Springer, is a support to help you do that. So you can release those old feelings if you're not feeling good enough, if you're not feeling confident, if you're not feeling safe, because we work on all of the chakra systems in the body. The first chakra, the root, The second chakra, the sensuality and your passion and your joy. The third chakra is your power center, right? Where you feel empowered. And your fourth chakra is your heart. And actually, I really believe that the heart is the new root. It is the new root because we are leading from the heart. We are leading from the heart. And that is so important. It is absolutely so important. We are trusting the heart's magnetics. We're trusting those intuitive guidance, listening to the heart. That's why it's so important to have that private time, to have that sacred time. And there's no greater way for you to start out your morning than listening to your own inner guidance system and asking what it is that you want, what it is that you want to release and let go of today, and what is it that you're writing into the script. Fourth chakra. Fifth chakra is your throat. Your throat, speaking your truth. Speaking your truth. You're going to be releasing old suppressed emotions of where you have held back and where you have not spoken your truth. You're going to be releasing that through with the keeper of the garden. Fifth chakra. The sixth chakra is your third eye, being able to see clearly with an open third eye, right? Listening to your intuitive guidance, hearing the intuitive messages. And then your crown chakra, having an open crown chakra and hearing the voice of the divine, hearing the downloads, hearing your inner divinity, the divinity from on high, tapping into that divine essence that is you. Because you already have all of the codes. Everything is already within you. I'm realizing now in my awakening that the main job that we have is to let go. Really, truly is to let go, to let the old fall away. One of my biggest mantras is feel to heal. Feel your feelings without covering them up, without suppressing them. Honor yourself. Just this morning, I was being triggered by something that's going on in my life right now, where I was looking at, and it was almost like, you know what it was like? It was like, I don't have time for this right now. I don't have time for this trigger. And I wonder if that is Nina. Let us take a look. Hi.
Yes, it is me.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I'm going to try to come out this. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like once our systems connect, it cuts off. Like I don't know why. It only happens when I'm talking to you. I just do it all the time, so I don't know. It's like even last time we got on with Carter and then got lost back in. I don't know. I don't know if it's a connection thing between our systems. I don't know what it is, but I cannot seem to talk to you and you can't seem to hear me. So is there any other way that we can do this? Because at this point, I don't know what to do. Like I've tried everything.
So Nina, why don't, do you want me to, I don't see, I can possibly put you on speaker. Let's see, is that going to work? Why don't you talk? Let's see if that's going to work.
Yeah, is there a call-in number that I can do, or like on the Dr. Pat show?
No. Yes, we can hear her fine. So Susan Axelrod says, yes, we can hear her fine. Yes, the speaker is good. So we can do this right here, right now.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm here. I mean, I'm a little flustered. I'm not sure what's going on with my computer, people. I apologize. For some reason, it just is not like connecting like this or whatever. So I totally just apologize. I was in earlier, and I just logged off because I didn't want to interrupt you, Miss Cornelia, when you were doing your Facebook Live. And so I said, you know what, I'll log off and just log back on and yeah, and it just will not let me join this meeting. So again,
Nina.
hi, Amelia.
Hi, Nina. So beautiful, beautiful. Just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and let it all go. Take another deep breath and just relax. Let everything go that try to interfere from this connection to happen. They can hear you, so we can do this now this way. It's not ideal, but you're here. You're here, and so we're gonna make the best of it. And that's how we roll, Nina. That's how we roll.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and I'm sure they're not here to see me anyway. They're just here to get information. So,
but you know what,
I guess that's the important part.
But you know what they can do? They can actually see you on my YouTube channel, where I interviewed you, an extraordinary interview on the Cornelia Stephanie YouTube channel, The Millionaire Imprint for Women with Nina Hall Curtis. And I had you on, and we had an incredible interview, and you were beautiful. You looked beautiful. You had a great, we had a great show, and it was a dynamic interview that actually everybody should listen to. So, okay, here we are. Now let us tell us, Nina, what do you mean by how to become the MVP of your business? Tell us what you mean by that.
How to become the MVP of your business. The M is mindset, the V is vision, the P, I choose purpose and persistence. I believe those are the three things that are foundational that people miss and really underestimate when it comes to their business. That alone, understanding that alone is extremely powerful, because if you have like a loser mindset or a mindset where you give up constantly or you don't follow through with different different goals you set, then you're never going to succeed. And then, of course, having a extremely powerful vision is just what ultimately will propel you there. And then you have to make sure that that vision has some type of purpose where it can help people and assist people, including yourself, because then that ultimately will lead you a lot further along the way, because you're not doing it for the money, or you're not doing it for the fame or notoriety. You're doing it to change, to issue or bring along change and make sure that your vision has a purpose. And persistence, I mean, you just got to be hella persistent if you are going to be an entrepreneur, period. Like, there is just no quitting. You will get knocked down constantly trying to build a career or build a successful, sustainable business. And if you do not have persistence, you will fail. So that's what the MVP is about. It goes more in depth with certain things about mindset, like having a millionaire's mindset and having, a clear vision that's not just today, but it's going to take you a lot further. Having a vision that would, from today, tomorrow, to the next year, to 5 years, basically being able to see your vision before anyone even understands what your vision is. You have to be able to see your vision clearly, that part, to make sure that it is sustainable itself. Because if not, if your vision is just to open up a salon and you don't really know what the basis of that salon is, then you're going to fail, because then your only vision is just to open up a salon. So what's going to make it successful? What's going to keep your doors open? What's going to make sure customers find you and book with you? And what is it about stylists that they're going to want to work there in your place of business? So that's why vision, purpose, and persistence mindset are the foundation of any business. So that's why I always say how to become the MVP of your business. If you have those practical things set in place, then you will really go far.
That's wonderful, Nina. Thank you. That's a good explanation. So, what is it exactly that you want to do with this message today here on the summit? What is it that you want to? What's the goal? What's the vision with this? What's your passion on this?
Well, my goal is to help hairstylists get results in their business. And what I tend to find out is not just hairstylists, but a lot of small businesses fail because they simply don't know their customer acquisition cost. So knowing that alone will help you propel your career just that much further. So not only do you need to understand becoming the MVP is very important, you have to be able to put practical steps in place. One, we focus so much on the creative side of business. I say this all the time, but we never take the time to really focus on, okay, how much is it going to cost me to acquire a customer, and how much is it going to cost me to keep this customer? We want an upscale clientele, and we want to be extremely busy, and we want to, have a chair that never gets cold, but we also don't want to market. We also don't want to advertise, and we also don't want to look at the numbers for what they are to say, this is where I struggle. This is what I need to do to ultimately succeed, and these are the things in the areas where I need to fix. And because of that, a lot of salons are closing. We focus so much on decor, we focus so much on the trends and doing hair, and thinking because we know a lot of people, those people are just going to work for us or work with us. But no, those people want to make sure that you have a plan for them to be able to grow and scale their business, not just paying you booth rent or taking a commission. So just again, giving the audience practical tools that they can implement today that will ultimately lead them to basically a sustainable income where they will have real results.
Right. Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you for answering that so very well. So, Nina, I would like to know, this is from a question from Kelly. Kelly wrote in and she wanted to know, why do you think that having a mentor is a must?
Oh, great question, Kelly. Thanks for asking. Well, you know what? I'll start at the beginning. I wanted to do something similar on my board earlier, and so it's funny that you asked this question because this was one of the things that I wanted to actually talk about. Having a mentor is extremely important. When I started my career with a young lady that I went to school with. We were really good friends, and she was the one who pretty much got me into hair. Throughout the years, we lost contact and we ended up getting back in touch with each other, and I ended up working in a salon for her, being an assistant. As I was being her assistant, I became a salon assistant. This is ages ago. So I became a salon assistant, and in becoming a salon assistant, I ended up meeting a young lady named Monty Williams. Some people might be familiar with her, and she just kind of took me under her wing, her and TD, and they started to really groom me on certain things about the business and how the hair salon business operates. And the young lady that I went to school with, again, we separated and we were no longer friends at some point, or not friends, but I just wasn't working with her anymore. An incident happened, and I'm saying this story for a reason because this is why I really think mentorship is really important. I stopped working for the young lady, being her assistant, and later down the line, I ended up actually working in her salon, paying her booth rent, and she would just guide me and tell me things that was just. My career would die because of these things. And people would say, well, I believe that, she doesn't value you as a stylist. I believe that she talks behind your back and she does all of these different things. However, me meeting Monty through her, Monty was always a person who gave me sound advice. And one of the things that Monty told me that really shaped my career, and she wasn't my friend. Remember, I started with my friend, but I found out my friend wasn't my friend. She was a reason or a season. She wasn't a lifetime. Monty became lifetime. And she said to me one day, she said, you have to understand, how a triangle is formed. It's bigger at the bottom, it's small at the top. So if you have all of these people and all of you all have the same goal, which is to open up a salon or be successful or to do all of these things in your industry, to be famous or to have all of these different clients, all of you all are trying to climb up this this triangle. You know, you got people grabbing on your legs, grabbing on your arms, you know, pulling you down, weighing you down. And as you climb further and further up this triangle, people are going to fall off. And so, you know, it's only enough room for one person. And you have to figure out if you want that one person to be you or if you want that one person to be somebody else. And that one analogy shaped my entire career because everything I do in excellence, and I always revert back to that particular analogy. And she was my mentor. She always comes into my life from different times, but she's always able to give me sound advice when I need her. And I've invested a lot in mentorship over the years, and I've noticed the quality and the value that I get from having a mentor. They save me so much heartache, so much pain, and help me see the reality and the clear picture of what business is. So if you're a person who's coming into business, or if you're a person who's transitioning from being a hairstylist to a salon owner, where you will have to ultimately deal with a team and be and manage and assist and guide and lead, then it's best to have somebody who can mentor you and help you transition from that particular career, you know, path in your life, or, you know, to that new career path in your life, because they will save you so much heartache and pain. But a lot of people don't want to spend the money on mentorship, but honestly, it will save you thousands of dollars in the end because it will save you from trial and error. So I totally believe in investing in a mentor, especially if you don't know where to start or what to do in your business.
Awesome, Nina. Wow. I love that the way you broke that down. And I love the way that this woman, you know, is still there for you, periodically coming in, coming out, just exactly at the right time. And it's brilliant the way that you laid that out. Now, Nina, are you a mentor, and are you available for mentorship?
Absolutely. I am a mentorship. I mentor stylists to become millionaires, to build sustainable businesses, thriving businesses, not just to say I want to open up a business or start a business, but actually understanding what it will take in doing that. I would like to share another story. I know we kind of pressed for time because they're all about technical
You're fine.
difficulties.
You're fine.
But going in to opening up my salon, what a lot of people don't know is leasing agents and landlords will trick you into signing leases if you're not knowledgeable in what it actually takes to run a business. They look for people like you who may not know what it is to do. And that almost happened to me. The first salon that I ever went to open, they gave me a lease, and they didn't know that I had lawyers because I'm out looking for spaces on my own. I really didn't have like a realtor or anything like that. I was doing it on my own. And what happened was they gave me a lease, they gave me a contract, and they wanted me to sign it. But I had advisors, I had a lawyer, I had a consultant, and so they were like, oh no, you need to go back and you need to ask for this and you need to ask for that. And I found out in our community that that happens time and time again, because you come in and you say, hey, I have $40,000, so I'm able to do all of these things with my salon. And what ends up happening is you waste that money because now your landlord wants you to put down $15,000 for your security deposit. Now you didn't understand that it costs to go into the floor and put that nice plumbing system that you want, and that's thousands of dollars. Now you know. Now you fail to ask the landlord if the electricity or the outlets and things like that were up to code. Knowing how much air conditioning will it take to run per square footage. Knowing those things is what will cost you. And so when you go in and you're just so excited on getting and opening a salon, you will waste a lot of money. Again, that goes back to mentorship. And that's why I ultimately decided that, you know what, we are out here opening up these salons, and these salons are closing just as fast as we open it because we don't understand business. And so because I've seen it happen to so many of my friends and people that I didn't know, and I saw our industry, I saw the numbers, I saw that most hairstylists average about $12 an hour. And on top of that, the expenses that we kick out, the time, the labor, just our bodies, everything like that, and we're not being successful. We're doing all of this hard work, and we're not reaping the rewards. Someone else is reaping those rewards. So that's why I actually started my mentorship program. When I started to learn about business, I started to realize, wow, this is nothing but knowledge. This all makes sense. If you do what you need to do and you do it this way, the way the 5%ers do it, instead of the 95%ers, you can actually make some real money out here. You can actually gain passive income from behind the chair. But no one's going to tell you that. Your landlord is not going to tell you that because your landlord wants you to stay their tenant. And that includes booth rent when I say landlord. They want you to stay working for them because ultimately you're keeping their salon lights on. But if you can do it for them, you can do it for yourself.
Exactly. So it's basically like you're mentoring the stylists and also offering them a template of something that has worked for you. So it's kind of like, you've learned the ropes, and these people don't need to reinvent the wheel, is what you're saying. Right? They don't need to reinvent the wheel. You've already like all the mistakes of what not to make, right?
Absolutely. And honestly, Cornelia, that's really what it's about. Again, knowing where to invest your money and knowing what to do with that money. A lot of stylists, and this is just me keeping it real 100, because I know stylists, we want results. We want clients. We want to not be the person in the salon that's been there from 8 to 12 and had two, or from 8 to 6 and had 2 people, had 3 people. We want to be busy. We want people to see our work, wear our work, and appreciate our work. We take a lot of time to learn that skill. And what happens is, because they don't understand the importance of data, they don't understand the importance of having a client list. They don't understand the importance of email marketing. They don't understand the importance of marketing. A lot of stylists will tell you, I get my clients from referrals. Referrals is not enough, and it's not sustainable. It is not a sustainable practice, which is why a lot of times when you're going to look for locations and you're going to look for a place to put your salon, you have that agent or that landlord coming at you asking you for so much black and white because they want to see a plan. They want to see an actual vision put on paper that is sustainable. So when you don't have your black and white, when you don't know your numbers, when you don't know how much it costs for you to acquire a client, when you don't have a client list that you're marketing to on a daily basis, when you don't have a marketing strategy that will work, that's actually making you profit, not just revenue, but making profit, then landlords tend to shy away from that because you're just another salon with the same old MO, which is, I'm going to open up a salon, people come work for me, I'm going to charge them booth rent, and I'm going to be successful. And that's not enough. That is not enough. So you have to grow a sustainable business. You have to know the importance of email marketing, which I actually talk about somewhat in the free download that I plan on giving away after the course. It goes into that. It's basically an assessment, how to become the MVP of your business. And I would just like to add this. Don't sleep on how to become the MVP of your business 2.0. Because when you open it, it might seem extremely basic, but what you have to understand is basic is foundation. Basic is the fundamentals of how you need to operate and run your business. And if you go through that course and if you check certain things off and put extras beside the things that you're not doing, you will end up seeing where you struggle and probably why you're not having the type of clientele and making the type of revenue that you should be making, all because these little things aren't tailored perfectly. And if you do that, you will see, okay, this is what I need to fix. I'm good here. I can level up here. I can, maybe go learn some different skills here. And that's really what it's about. It's an assessment for your business for you to take and do personally so you can grow, a sustainable business.
Yeah. Susan commented and she said she loves that. She quoted you. I love that. Basic is your foundation. That's a good meme, Nina. That's a good meme. That's your quote. Basic is your foundation. It's true. We have to go back to the basics.
Yes. And a lot of people think that the basics is boring. The basics isn't going to make me money. No, it's the basics that you're skipping over. That's why you're not making money. Customers are people. We are human. Energy is transferred. Trust is transferred. Clarity is transferred. And those are the three transfers you need to make a good sale. So if you don't have those things put in place, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to close whatever it is that you're trying to offer, whatever service it is, whatever product it is that you're trying to sell. I heard someone say the other day, they said, when was the last time you bought something from somebody you didn't trust? And it's so true. It's so true. So if you want people to sit in your chair and give you their money or to buy a product from you, you have to make sure that the energy and the clarity and the trust and all of those things are absolutely clear, because if it's not, then people are going to be apprehensive.
Yeah. And yeah, it is. That's also basic. It's foundational. And that is the trust factor and the loyalty, because I'm listening to you and I'm thinking about my own place when I go get my hair done. I've been getting my hair done from the same hairdresser for like the last 13 years.
That's amazing.
Right? 13 years, me bringing my money to someone that I trust.
Yes. And not only that, too, Cornelia, you being a customer, well, I take that back, I'm sorry, because, again, people use the word customer and client very loosely. I normally call a person a customer when they sit in my chair, if they are an individual that I've never serviced before and they kind of chair hop or they come sporadically whenever, I normally consider that a customer. A client is someone that values my time and values my service and my creative experience, what I'm giving to them, whether it's the knowledge, of course, the skill set, and just the time that we spent. That's a client to me. Someone who is consistent like yourself, where, like you said, you've been coming to this stylist on a regular for 13 years. That is the true definition to me what a stylist, what a client is. And a lot of us want clients and they have customers. And so it's all about how do I get this customer to become my client. And you going to your stylist for 13 years, that is the lifetime value. A lot of stylists don't even appreciate, Cornelia. They don't even realize that is the overall goal, is to have somebody where you can look back and say, if you went back and added up, and did the math on how much money you spent over 13 years, come on, it's not $2,000, right? You'll tend to look at the numbers and see just how much you've done. And a lot of people don't know the lifetime value of their clients because they're looking at them and viewing them as a customer.
Yeah.
And I need to get this $50 today, or I need to get this $100 this week because I have to pay my rent. And you're not valuing the lifetime value of that client. And so ultimately you can kind of lose them because you're not positioning yourself from that place.
Yeah. Nina, we have two questions left that I want to ask before we're done for today. But I just want to say, what was it about the client thing? The client and the customer. I love that. The client is the person that is going to stick with you for the years that you're actually building a relationship with. That client is going to be somebody that you're growing a relationship with, that you're going to, because I mean, all of you hairdressers are like counselors too, because I'm sure that you're schooling and counseling your clients also, right? That are sitting in the chair, because you hear all kinds of things that.
Yes, we are therapists. We are therapists.
Therapists, right? Totally, So anyway, what is the most difficult part about going into business for yourself? And this question is from Denise.
I would probably say the most difficult thing about going into business for yourself is definitely understanding business. And you have to want to learn. You have to want to change. You have to want to grow. And a lot of people tend to be stuck in their ways. Understanding what your client wants and doing what you want, you have to understand that that's two totally different things. A lot of us open up businesses or we open up a salon and we think, this is what I want. This is how I want it to be. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to say it. And at the end of the day, no one really gives two craps about you. It's all about what can you do for me and what can I get. So if you're not thinking about your customer, then you're going to fail. So I would definitely have to say that's the most difficult part or the most challenging part is just understanding business in its entirety. You really have to want to absorb that knowledge. And at this point, I'm so addicted to learning about business. Like, it's just crazy. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. I didn't think it was anything else I could love more than hair. And honestly, it's like learning about business and becoming a serial entrepreneur has definitely been rewarding and been extremely satisfying to my soul. And just dealing with the different women and men that I deal with and that I mentor and that I help. And, they've been very supportive of me along this transitional space too. It's just been amazing. But again, it's just simple things that they're not doing in their business to be successful. And no one's going to tell them that because most people don't want you to be more successful than they are. So yeah, that's the most challenging. Understanding business. It's not enough to just open up a salon, Denise, or to just say, hey, I want a business. It's the action that you have to put behind it. And that's the one thing that I heard someone say as well. We have a problem with execution. When it comes to executing, it's fine. We can dream and we can hope all day long, but when it actually comes to putting action into place, that's normally where we fall short.
This is all this wisdom that you're sharing, as Susan Axelrod said here, that we need to remind the listeners, and I love this very much. We need to remind the listeners that the wisdom that Nina shared here today is not just for stylists opening a salon, but it's also foundational, basic for every entrepreneur starting a business. And one of the things that, right? Yeah. And one
business is business, Cornelia.
Yeah.
It's never going to change.
Right. And one of the things that I love about you, Nina, is that how passionate you are. To me, I absolutely see 100% your success and how I see you at the top of that triangle. And I see that you keep choosing it and that you are a person of influence. And I absolutely see you as a success, as a person in business that is helping many people, including yourself, as you're becoming that top person in your life. And because I see it, I feel it in you. I feel your passion. I feel your wisdom. And I just love what it is that you're doing, which is one of the reasons why it's so awesome that we ended up doing it, having this conversation here today, right?
Yeah, I know. I wish I could have been on earlier to share more wisdom with your audience or with our audience. And so it's very unfortunate, but, I talk about this stuff all the time. And again, you can email me and you can join the Millionaire Stylist Club. You can join our mentorship program, and just just be enlightened by all things business. And I know you said you had one more question. I'm not sure if you still have time, but I don't want to ramble. I want to make sure I get that person's question in.
Yeah. So one thing is, where can people get your information? So tell us where they need to go.
Okay. So to download your free course today, you can go to becomethemvp.wpengine.com. So becomethemvp.wpengine.com. And you can download your free course. Again, just go over the course. Even if you aren't a hairstylist, you can still go over because it is foundational. It really, really is. And one last thing I would like to just add on there, email marketing, knowing your list. I talk about this probably on every interview because people really underestimate the power of email marketing. Yes, you can do Facebook ads, you can do Instagram ads, but just think 90% of people have email and it's direct contact. So if you're able to connect with your audience through email, a lot of us have this audience built around email, right? Built around the email list. So it's very imperative that you get and start creating a digital footprint because that is what's going to sustain you even further.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I have one last question for you, Nina. We have less than 4 minutes. So, and this question is from Barbara. Barbara says, if we want our salon to be picked for your book tour, how do we qualify?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
Yes. If we want our salon to be picked for your book tour, how do we qualify? And this is from Barbara.
Oh, Barbara she must have went on my site, so she knows about the book tour. Yes, you can just simply, again, when you download your free download for the course, you will also go into our email list, and we will be speaking in reference to the book tour, and you can reach back out, or you can just simply email me at ninaskye@hairchroniclesstudio.com, and we will make sure to put you on the list. Right now, we are just about to start the book tour. Yay! I chose July 26th. Of 2019, if you all haven't heard the story, because that is the day that my mommy passed away 20 years ago, and I wanted to really honor her with that, to make it more of a brighter day for me and my family. So I thought we could have something to celebrate on that day, opposed to being so sad. So the book is due to release July 26th, and we will be doing the book tour really, really soon. So I really hope you all just either email me, ninaskye@hairchroniclesstudio.com, and I will make sure that we put you on the list. Just let us know.
That's beautiful.
Shoot us an email.
Yeah. Tell us the name of your book, Nina.
It is the Millionaire's Guide for Hair and Beauty Salons. And again, it talks about our industry, but it also gives insight on entering other industries as well, which is very important if you want to sustain your business and earn passive income from behind the chair. Most millionaires have 7 streams of income. So always remember that. Hair is not enough. Doing hair is not enough.
Most millionaires have 7 streams of income?
Yes, 7, at least 7. Most millionaires.
Well, good.
At least 7 streams of income.
I didn't know that. That's a good one, Nina. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
I mean, you have some out here who might just have millions just because they did something great and the world really accepted it, or they created something that really took off. But I will say this: even those millionaires tend to not just stay there; they still tend to branch off and create different opportunities and different streams of income. Whether again it's your business being direct, transitioning to online, whether it's coaching and being an influencer, selling products, mentoring, all of those things are different streams of income.
Wonderful. And you know what, Nina? You need to have your own podcast Whenever you're ready, contact me and I'll take you to the Transformation Talk Radio, because you need to be talking, girl. You are in your passion. You are in your zone of genius. You need to be talking, and you need to be having regular podcasts so that people know where to tune in, what to hear that you have to say, because it's just pouring out of you. I want to tell you about this one person that just wrote to us here, and this is what she said, and then we're going to close the show. She said that she is in full admiration for us both. She loves how we stayed for each other, and it makes her heart smile. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That is so sweet. That is an awesome way to close out the show. I truly appreciate even hearing that message, because that's what we're here to do. Ultimately, that's our goal, to aspire and inspire individuals just on how to be successful and to love what they do.
Absolutely. And how we stayed for each other, even through the technical challenges, and just holding the space and being, yes, being dedicated and committed. And I mean, too bad we couldn't see you, because you had on your beautiful pink shirt, and I saw you. So
I know. I'm still upset. Of course, I want to kick my butt when I get off of here from this live, or from live streaming with the Change Your Mind Summit. But it was truly amazing. I really thank you for hosting this, Cornelia. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm not sure what happens with me and this Zoom thing when it comes to us connecting. It's like I'm on Zoom a lot, and I don't have this problem. So I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get it fixed and work on it, because I really am disappointed that I didn't get to talk to our audience as much as I would have liked. But I'm just glad that they were able to at least get some of the message and just understand, like you said, the technical challenges and how they do happen.
And listen to this. I mean, the fact that you called me on my cell phone, I didn't even know you had my cell phone number. So you had to jump through hoops to get that number.
Ashley is the bomb assistant, Cornelia. You need to never let her go.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm almost trying to steal it from you.
No, she's not. She's not going to still be, leaving me. No, I know she's valuable.
Yeah, she is. She's amazing. She makes me miss my assistants back in the day. Trust me. I'm looking for an intern. So if anyone wants to reach out in reference to that as well, I'm definitely open. Again, just shoot me an email at NinaSkye@HairChronicleStudio.com. But I am in the process of looking to hire an intern.
So the only thing that I ask now is for the audience to thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. Share this with your friends on social media and be entered to the grand prize drawing, and support us in getting this information out there. And Nina, I only have one thing I want you to do. When you get off, you have to have love and compassion for yourself in regarding to this event. And that's all there's to it. You don't get to kick your butt. Change your mind about it and offer yourself some love.
That's the perfect way to end it, to change my mind about it. Okay, I'm changing my mind, because it's still truly amazing, and I've enjoyed myself, and I thank you again.
Thank you, Nina. You rock. So just stay with me just for 1 second while I stop the recording. Thank you, audience. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, audience.
And we'll see you all tomorrow. Just stay, Nina. Don't go yet.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Okay, stop the recording.